So, Georgia, we hear about that fucking maniac, massage parlor murderer, and that dumbass cop saying we had to say about him having a bad day. Let's get into it. It's time for some of my current TV. Child, as you can probably tell, I'm real salty right now, so like peep this. What happened was, a couple of days ago now, a 21-year-old whose name I would not repeat, you can look at the picture, he who must not be named, went into two massage parlors in the Atlanta, Georgia area and murdered 8 people, injuring a ninth. 6 of these people were Asian women, 4 of them were at least Korean. Take a look at this news brief and we'll talk.
Developing overnight, 8 people are dead in 3 different massage parlor shootings that happened near Atlanta, Georgia. Police are saying that a total of 4 people were killed at 2 parlors across the street from one another in Atlanta, and then 4 others were killed in another massage parlor in Cherokee County, which is just north of the city. The original call came in as a robbery in progress. 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long is believed to be the lone gunman who carried out all 3 shootings.
We had really good information about his vehicle, and of course cameras are everywhere now. So from what I understand, they were comparing the images of the suspect and his vehicle and tag information and all that.
We just heard numerous gunshots coming from across the street. They wouldn't let us out.
Police have not released a possible motive behind the shootings, though they believe Long acted alone.
So you saw that reprehensible, disgusting, vile, low down to the ground base, call me dirty, disgusting bastard, and what he did, and then he says, "Oh, it's because my sex addiction." If you think that wasn't crazy, hear what the police officer had to say about why he felt he did it.
Let me go into a little bit of detail. So the suspect did take responsibility for the shootings. He said that early on once we began the interviews with him. He claims that these, and as the chief said, this is still early, but he does claim that it was not racially motivated. He apparently has an issue, what he considers a sex addiction, and sees these locations as something that allows him to go to these places, and it's a temptation for him that he wanted to eliminate. Like I said, it's still early on, but those were comments that he made.
Did he discuss any kind of religious motivation for this, or was he responsible?
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of.
Or political.
None political. I've heard nothing about politics.
Any sense of his social media history? Is that something you've been able to look up?
That's something that investigators, they've been working on all along, and that's certainly one of the things they'll be doing.
Sheriff, did you have the sense that he understood the gravity of what he did?
When I spoke with investigators, they interviewed him this morning, and they got that impression that yes, he understood the gravity of it, and he was pretty much fed up and kind of at the end of his rope, and yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
Remorseful?
I'm not going to go.
That's right. What you just saw there was Captain Jay Baker go on and say, well, pretty much he was at the end of his rope. He just had a bad day. Really, bitch? Really, bitch? Do you know how many people out there have bad days and don't kill people? Do you know how many people have bad days and don't make a conscious decision to walk in 2 different massage parlors and shoot up 8 different people? Do you know people have bad days and actually do something productive with it instead? Don't give me that old bullshit. Oh, he's having a bad day. Well, guess what? Everybody has bad days, but doesn't mean he's justified in killing 8 people, injuring a ninth in 2 different locations. Because obviously, for me, if you're having a bad day, shit, like you usually take it. Like if you do take it on somebody, you usually take it out with one person, you yell at them, scream at them, whatever. You don't take it out on 8 different people in 2 different locations, 9 different people, 2 different locations over the span of more than a couple of hours. That's more than having a bad day. He deliberately, in my opinion, went there, and they're like, oh well, he felt because this was a haven, this was a place where his sex addiction, was like I guess, enabled. And I'm like, look, having been in the sex and porn addiction category in life, whatever, when I have bad days, I have never in my life once went to a bathhouse, to a porn shop, to any of those adult stores and be like, okay, look, I'm having a bad day. Never, ever, ever has that happened. And I guarantee goddamn to you, if I was a black person having a bad day like that, it'd be a whole different situation. There'd be no sympathy. There'd be no, he's having a bad day. He just had a rough day. He just, oh my god, he just couldn't handle the day. It was so rough for him. Oh my goodness, this is so dramatic and so traumatic for him. Fuck him! What about those people? What about the 8 people he killed? 8 people he killed, 9 he injured? What about Delana Ashley, Yuan Gonzalez? What about Dio Fong? What about Paul Andre Michel's? What about Xiao Jietan? They were probably having good days, and now because he had a bad day, their lives are over. And to put icing on the cake, if you can imagine, Captain Baker has also been known to traffic an anti-Asian situations based on this Facebook post I'm about to show you right now. This is a crazy time. This is a crazy world we're living in today. And, you know, our Asian community, we don't really talk about biases against Asians because it's not really prevalent in the mainstream media. You know, we talk about things against, you know, blacks and brown people. But I'm saying to you, my Asian brothers and sisters, as a person of color, as a black man, I support you and I love you, and I understand your concerns, I understand your fears, because it's very serious out there. It's really real in these streets for you guys. It's really real in the streets for anybody, really. Especially since coronavirus hit, people have been taking, you know, have been going after Asians harder than they've gone at Asians since about the 1940s. And right now they're scared. And, you know, I'm not going to be one of those people where it's like, you know what, well, where were you when we were having our problems? Like, no, as a person, I respect your humanity, and I do hope that your community does feel safer in the days ahead, because this is not a fun thing to be at. And they say it's not racially motivated, but again, we don't know that for sure. He can say whatever he wants to say, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, there are 6 Asians dead out of 8 people who've been killed. That is enough to send chills down anyone's spine, especially if you are of Asian descent right now. So what I'm saying to you is, like, I'm so, like, to the families, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry for the insensitivity of this cop. I'm so sorry that this person's bad day has caused you all to have many bad days ahead. Because that's what it is. Like, this guy had a bad day, but now these families, these 8 families, how many people, siblings, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, friends, moms, dads, so on and so forth, all these people are now going to have a series of bad days because you decided that you're going to have a bad day and hurt somebody. Where's it, like, how do you sympathize with that? How can you sympathize with that? You cannot. It's ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous. Like, there's been calls for this man to be removed. He's no longer the spokesperson for the police. Ooh. But it's like, no, that's not enough. You've trafficked an anti-Asian rhetoric as evidenced by your Facebook. You are pretty much minimalizing these people's suffering and trying to make us essentially feel bad for the killer. Where they do that at? Like, I can't. Just know that my Asian brothers and sisters, you are loved, you are honored, you're respected, and I'm so sorry that you guys are going through this right now. To all the people who have been targeted unfairly and racially profiled and biased and attacked and hate crimed, I stand with you, I support you, I love you, and I'm hoping that we can all get through this together. Right now you need our support, Asian community, and you have it from me. And I can't say anything more than that, and I hope that you know that we are with you. We are with you. And for the families, again, you know, in this case, you know, Delana Ashley Yuan Gonzalez has a newborn who won't even know, or a young child who won't even get to know their mother now, has left a teenager, you know, left a family, left a husband. It's heavy. It's just heavy, and I get tired of having to hear about these stories of these mass murders. That's because that's what it is. You know, in these mass killings, it's saddening. You know, all life is precious, and if people treated it as such, these things wouldn't happen. So enough of the thoughts and prayers. Enough of the lip service tweets. We need to go out. We need to go out here and actually do the work and try to be better for each other, with each other, across the board. Because I cannot. This is probably the last time I've ever covered a story like this, because I do not like talking about shootings or anything like that, or gun laws, which we definitely need to be reformed in this country. It's just a lot. So let me know what you think. Talk to me in the comments.